name is Cynthia Cristal Gutierrez. I am 26 years old. In fact, my birthday was just a couple of days ago on 9/11. I am Mexican. I come from a large family, and I was born and raised here in California, and this is my introductory speech. First off, I want to say that this is actually the second time that I will be attending college. The first time was fresh out of high school. I was very undecided, and I was with the mindset that majoring in linguistics and learning a third language, which by the way was Korean, 안녕하세요, I don't know much by the way, was my key to traveling the world and being able to financially support myself while I did so. Now, the reason why I'm in this class is for two particular reasons. I am currently actually the leasing manager for a real estate, multifamily real estate firm. Particularly here, I'm in a senior building, and I am basically the face that you see when you're wondering if this is the place for you to live. Of course, most of you probably aren't seniors, but if you were, you would be meeting me. Now, right now with this pandemic, obviously things have changed and somewhat normalized, but for a good couple of months, I was unable to actually personally see a prospect. I had to do a virtual tour, I had to send videos, I had to film myself. It was very highly uncomfortable. And disregarding the virtual tours that I'm mentioning now, I've come to realize that public speaking is very important and very vital to any job, no matter the job title that you have. I did around 4 to 5 years in customer service, and it's just as important. I still get jittery talking in a group setting at times. Having all that attention focused on me, it gives me anxiety. I think I've learned to deal with it somewhat well with just experience and exposure, but it is definitely something that I want to work on, and especially given the educational goal that I have. And that is, I want to earn a bachelor's in the fine arts of cinema and television. And it's fair to say I definitely need to be somewhat outspoken in order to be able to achieve success in such an industry. Now, the reason why I'm pursuing this is because I originally fell in love with film back when I was in high school. I was just simply filling up a time slot as my counselor had directed me, and I just so happened to pick film. I love the arts, so that was the closest I was going to get without having to join a drawing class, which I had already done previously before. And let me tell you that I fall hard for the whole process. It was a theoretical production that I adored from beginning to end, with finding the actors, finding out what story I wanted to tell, what is it that I wanted the viewer to understand, how I was going to do it, finding location, bringing or being creative with my angles, and directing the actors who were just as amateur at it as I was, and finally bringing together the whole puzzle piece and bringing the story to life and the editing process. I probably, as I pursue this dream of mine, I will most likely find myself more geared towards the editing process than the directing process, but I am slightly undecided. Now, other life goals that I do have are very simple. They've all evolved to meet one singular goal, because as time has passed, I don't really look at things overly complicated anymore. I truly just want to be financially stable, doing something I love, and doing it with somebody that I enjoy, living with somebody that I love. And so my goals are rather simple. As far as my own personal life goals with my partner, getting a house, and particularly a farmhouse. I've always wanted a farmhouse. As much as I want to join the film industry, I don't like the big city life. So a farmhouse, I want to one day own a horse. And as far as going back to the film industry, my main goal when I pursue that career is where I want to properly translate a novel into the screen. I want to see it properly done. I want to see what I see in my head as I read a novel properly translated and just presented and shown to everybody else on the big screen. That's a big major goal that I really want to achieve. As far as my other hobbies and or interests, it's definitely, like I said, reading and music. Reading and music have always been an escape for me from my own personal life. Reading is, like I said, a film reel in your head. I love it. Personally, even though I have a lot of genres and own more than 500 books, I definitely still go back to the fantasy of it. It's just amazing what the imagination can dream up. As far as music, I don't know how many people do this, but I find myself sometimes in a moment where I kind of pause and I can think of the perfect song for that moment that would just bring everything to the nines. And I still do it to this day. It's probably one of the few times that I'm not very shy about things, and that's because I'm enjoying the music. I'm enjoying the moment. It's a moment's being brought into a whole different perspective when you add sound. Now, the last thing I want to share really quickly is the worst injury that I've ever sustained, and thank God that's the only injury really that I've had to go to the doctors for. I was rather young and with my brother and some few of my neighbors, and we thought that it would be a lot more fun if we can go faster in a scooter by attaching said scooter to a bike. I, being in the bike and holding on for dear life, knowing that we are going very, very fast, hit a pivot on the sidewalk. And because I was grasping the bars so hard, my arms stayed down while the rest of me flew. So the first thing that landed and just grinded against the sidewalk was my face and shoulders. It literally destroyed half my face. I know you can't tell of it now, and that's thanks to my mother and some aloe vera, but that's the biggest injury that I sustained. I lost about 15 minutes of memory that I still don't recall, and what I think I recall, I'm pretty sure it's just from what people have told me happened that day. So yeah, if you're looking for a solution for an injury and you want it to go back to normal, aloe vera. And that is it. Thank you so much for listening to my introductory speech. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.